Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a KV-5. It's a Tier 8 Soviet premium heavy tank. It's located on the southwest spawn of Live Oaks and it's under the command of Darneepigoo. Now this replay is from May of 2015. That's nearly 5 years ago. But it's still an interesting battle, so let's see how he gets on.
Time to roll out.
Game's underway. Well, the KV-5 was originally known as the Object 225 and was developed in Leningrad during the siege. Though the factory that was actually manufacturing or designing this tank were actually manufacturing KV-1s and other tanks at the time. Now, basically, it's a very heavy tank. It's 100 tons in weight. It's got a rhomboid-shaped turret mounting a 107mm ZIS-6M gun, which has got fairly decent penetration. I think you can see here, with the standard rounds it will go through 167 to 300 alpha. With the premium rounds it will go through 219mm. So very good penetration on the enemy. Now, if you notice, there's a pair of cupolas at the front of the vehicle. One of them's for the machine gunner, that's the one on the left. The one on the right's for the driver, and those are fairly blaring weak spots. So if the enemy gets to shoot at you, that's probably where they're hit. But the other thing that's really good about this tank is the fact that it is so heavy that it can easily ram the enemy and do a lot of damage. Enemy tank moves through the field of fire, and it's a T-54 first prototype. He takes a round. So we got initial damage on the T-54. The gun is fairly lackluster. It does have good pen, but it's not the greatest of guns. What's great about this tank is the fact that it can ram into the enemy and do huge amounts of damage, and the armour is fairly thick. At the front of the hull, it's 18 centimetres.
One of our tracks is damaged. Let's move louder to track.
Oh, he's taking slots of damage from the enemy. He's actually fighting more than one tank at the same time.
We fixed the track. Get going.
So he's pulling back into cover, so he only has to fight one at a time. You can see the enemy Arty's trying to get at him as well. There's 4 enemy Arty on the enemy team, and there's 5 Arty on Darneepigoo's team. Yes, this was back in a time when you could easily have more than 3 Arties. So if you complain about having 3 Arty on the team, just imagine having 5 enemy Arty on a team. Yeah, I think you would soon learn 3 Arty is nothing. Absolutely nothing. 5 Arty, that's real problems.
Enemy armor is damaged.
He's getting decent pen on that T-54 first prototype. Let's bring up the type so we know exactly what's on the enemy team. He's killed the T-54 first prototype, so he's got his first kill of the game. And oh, that's the T-29. Recognise that anywhere, and he's been hitting the tracks again. He is taking some damage, but not a huge amount so far.
Track fixed. Let's roll. Enemy armor is damaged.
Sadly,
We've lost a track.
this tank was never actually built. It was designed and the drawing board in June of 1941, but they never got around to building it.
Enemy is hit.
They were too busy building KV-1s and other heavy tanks. That T-34 was taking a bit of damage. He's down to about a third of his hit points now. Good side scraping. I like the way Darneepigoo is actually side scraping. He's actually deflecting a lot of damage, or he's eating the damage in his tracks. So he's now up to 2 kills. And oh, that IS is a one-shot.
Track fixed.
Oh, before he can fire, the IS gets killed by a T-21. But the T-29 comes around the corner. He's now one shot. And he's taken out by our FB304. So we're 2 up on the enemy at the moment.
Let's go.
Darneepigoo's got 2 kills. There's only 2 tanks in the town, I believe. This Tiger And a T-34 just around the corner. Oh, there's Arty in sight as well. Goes for the Tiger.
Armor is damaged.
Easy pen, but he's angling there. I think he's more worried about that T-34, to be honest. Aim for the component at the top. That's it. Yeah, nice damage. But he did take a shot. And he's lost the loader.
Ready to fire.
He's going to take the Tiger out first.
The periscope is fixed, but it's still fragile. Target unlocked. We're immobilized.
This is difficult. He's fighting two tanks at once. And the one that he can't really get at is the T-34, dangerous one. The Tiger, well, the Tiger's decided to go YOLO and come straight in. And I think he's going to pay for that because, yep, that's it. That's the end of his game. Big mistake. And that allows Darneepigoo to go round the corner and deal with this T-34 face to face. If he doesn't, the Arty will have him. Well, he got tracked and he didn't get a pen there. Okay, he's got a teammate going around the other side, the T-21. So if the T-21 distracts the T-34, he can get him behind the guy and shoot him in the ass. Here we go. Yes. Oh, he's actually turned the other way round. So the T-21's got the ass of the T-34 and we've got the front. And he's looking at us. He's making eyes at us. Okay, couldn't pen him because of the angling there. Okay, so he's going to try and side scrape out, even though Arty can possibly get a shot at him. And he's low on hit points now. Only 182.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Doesn't get a pen, but the T-34 doesn't get one on him either. So he's still side scraping out. Can he get some more damage? Yeah, I think so. Yes, nice shot. 313, which is a high roll. He's angling again. Can he get shot through the side? Yes, he does. And that's his fourth kill. There's only 3 enemy vehicles left. He did take some damage there from the FV304 into the track, but he can get moving fairly shortly.
Let's roll.
Now, this is back in the day where you didn't have reusable first aid or repair kits, so he can't repair the observation port or the track at the moment. In fact, if anything goes unusable right now, he's just got to put up with it towards the end of the game. As you can see, Live Oaks looks slightly different than it does today. A little less scenery, but a slightly different view. Now, as far as we can make out, the last enemy is an FV304 near their cap area. And he's going to go the other side of the embankment, the raised road. It's not quite as raised as it is nowadays. Or is it? I think it might be. Of course, the FV304's got that 4.5-inch gun, which is very capable of doing quite a lot of damage. I think, if I remember correctly, 450 alpha. So he could take out Darneepigoo with one shot, but the FV304 is way, way, way down to the south. He's headed for our cap at the moment. And I think what Darneepigoo is going to do is... Oh, he doesn't have to do anything. The Jackson got the FV304. So it is a victory for Darneepigoo. And a very well fought game in the town. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle results for that game from 2015. Yes, in the KV-5, Darneepigoo managed to get an ace tanker in this game. He also got a fighter manager for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy vehicles, or at least 4. And he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. But on top of that, he picked up another few medals. He got a cool-headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets or non-penetrations in a row from enemy tanks. A steel ball for blocking the most damage in that game, at least 11 shots and over 1,000 hit points. And finally, he got the high caliber. He dealt the most damage in that game overall, and he did exceptionally well because he was, at times, he was fighting more than one enemy tank at the same time, which made it exceptionally difficult to know which tank he had to hit in order to survive and to be angled well enough so he could deflect shots from both of them. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he comes. Oh my gum, look at this, 6,069 hit points of damage. He easily got the high caliber in this one, no doubt about it. The next high scorer was the IS-3 on his team with only 2,006 hit points. And after that, the next high scorer was the Centurion Mark 1 on the enemy team got 1,759 hit points. When it came to kills, he didn't get the highest in this one. The Jackson killing that FV304, the Burt, managed to get 5 kills. Darneepigoo got 4 kills, and then the next highest scorers were the Centurion and the T29 with 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in that one, 1,653, which is quite a high ace tanker. The next highest scorer being only 854 for the IS-3 and 825 for the M36 Jackson. So he was the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game. He fired 28 rounds, got 24 direct hits and 21 penetrations. As I did mention, the gun is actually fairly good. It's got fairly decent alpha for the caliber. It's got it's not a great gun compared to, say, a 122mm on some of the other tanks it comes across, like an IS-3, but it's decent. It does get good pen. It's just the armor on this tank is really what's so great about it. 6,069 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. 28 hits received from the enemy, only 7 of which actually penetrated them. The amazing thing is the enemy kept aiming for the tracks instead of actually aiming for the cupolas, the R2-D2s or Daleks, whatever you want to call them, the weak spots on the front of the vehicle. 7 penetrations, I think some of those actually did go for the weak spots, 21 non-penetrations and 4 hits by way of splash from enemy Arty, who was fairly good at getting shots close to the KV-5 and tracking him. 3,670 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 138 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 162,186 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, as well as consumables, he actually made a profit of 45,838 credits profit. And he earned 2,480 XP, 247 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 2,726 experience points altogether. I'd say if you want to see more modern games featuring the KV-5, I would watch the Honest Gaming stream on Twitch TV, where Steve Walsh has done some amazing things with KV-5s. You see, this thing's got a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour. It weighs 100 tons, so it's very good at ramming the enemy. And if you can form a train by getting a couple of fast tanks to line up behind this tank and propel it at greater speed, you can get astonishing one-shot kills, or rather one ram kills against incredible heavy enemy tanks. They just disappear or vaporize under the thrust of the impact. So yes, do pay attention to Honest Gaming. He's got some fantastic replays and videos which are well worth viewing on his channel. I've seen some really funny things in my time, but you just do not expect a train of tanks coming over the hill towards you and for you to literally die with one hit from his train. It's just so funny to watch. But well done to Darneepigoo. I hope he enjoyed this replay. It's a sort of blast from the past, considering it's 5 years ago that he actually played that game. But it was still a good game, and it was worthy of a video. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.